All right, so the focus might start off at the beginning of this month, focusing on things that have gone wrong in the past, particularly emotionally here. Could be 3 events, 3 things that were said, something like that, that's really got you a little bit down. It could be because the light's been, as I said, shine on emotions at the moment, being in Scorpio, very fixed water at the moment. You could be reminiscing back to times of your childhood where maybe things weren't as good as you would have liked. You may not have a good relationship with your mother at this time and or your child. Just know there is stability behind you, as in this, if you lift yourself up a little bit, there is stability of a kind here wanting to embrace you, okay? And or 2 other individuals are going to be emotional support for you at this time. Yes, it is a good time to look at things of the past this month, but make sure you don't dwell in them. It's time to get out in the sun, okay, if you're finding that you've been inside for a long time as well. Yeah, because it looks like in the past here, when it comes to either some sort of work life here, and or your health, and or a family relationship here, there has been issues, there's been squabbles, there's been problems, it's been ongoing. What might have started off with being a little bit of a banter or something where people have tried to stand up for themselves has probably deteriorated into something far worse, okay? So you might be very much in your emotions this month about it. Okay, yeah, very much in your emotions. Okay, so very fiery, trying to prove a point here, trying to stand your ground, trying to one-up somebody, or someone's tried to one-up you in this situation. And also it's got you very confused and feeling blindfolded, like you don't actually know which way to go. You've got a lot into your mind. You could be taking on the traits in Aquarius here, which is very mind heavy, and or you're dealing with an Aquarius at this time who feels like they're tied and bound, and not know which way to go. Okay, know that if you move in any direction when it comes to this Aquarius and or yourself here, that you'll be able to see your way out of any problems that you might have. You are not as imprisoned as you believe. But yes, very much 3 cards straight up of a lot of mental conflict here, a lot of emotional sadness, and a lot of petty bickering and fighting that is just going to end up leading to, you know, in this card I always see, you know, it's never going to end well, all right? So it might be a really, we'll just see if we can get some more clarification. 1 second here. Yeah, wow. Okay, Virgo. Yeah, so look, with all this going on, you're feeling extremely defensive, okay? You've had enough of being emotionally beaten up. You've had enough of being fighting with people. You've had enough of being stuck in your head and not knowing which way to go, how to fix it, how to move on, how to do anything, okay? You are battle worn. You are tired, but you are still standing, okay? You're still standing. There is still a bit of fight left in you, okay? But we'll see where it goes. Yeah, because you really want things to change. You're trying to look into the future here and waiting for something good to come back. You know there's something good out there on the top of all this problem you've been having with, you know, could be a rebellious partner here, or it could be your own child that's got very rebellious and you don't know how to deal with it. You just want things to be better, or you want your ships, literally this card of wanting your ships to come in. You've got a really good idea. You've got your hand on a really good passionate idea here, some sort of passionate spark here, and you're not letting go, okay? And this also, but not letting go could lead to many individuals holding on to their all passionate ideas here, and it could end up leading in squabbles here, okay? But yeah, you desperately want the sun to shine. You want happiness. You want joy. Yeah, and it may not be with you at the beginning of the month here, okay? Yeah. You could be dealing with a fire sign as well. As I said, that card at the top, the sun's dealing with a Leo here. But once again, 3 cards of feisty passion here. Inspiration, yes, but feisty passion. So look, this could be I sort of feel like this is you in this sign, just wanting things to change, wanting the fights to end. This individual standing their ground, not backing down, maybe saying things that are a little bit confusing to you, leaving to both of you, not just one of you, but both of you in this situation feeling absolutely exhausted emotionally and tired from the fight. Still defending yourselves though, very much. There's a big wall up between you and this other individual you're dealing with at this time. Very big wall. And I'll just see if it comes down. Yeah, because look, the mental struggle, the mental issues. Maybe someone suddenly left and has left you in a situation where you just don't know what to do. Has left you with a very confused state. And all this is you wanting to leave, to take the fight somewhere else, to maybe even do it on the quiet, like I've just had enough, I'm out of here. It could be from a very short period of time, like in the middle of a fight, you might just take yourself into another room or out the backyard or whatever it be, or this could be wanting to take a further step. Okay? But this being in the middle, I think it's both of you in this situation just want to end the fight. Want it to be over, want happiness to reign. Okay. Yeah, it could be to do with a Sagittarius here, but balance wants to be restored. The universe is trying to balance this situation out, particularly when it comes to emotions. And or this is you and or another person pouring their emotions out to somebody else constantly. When that's the case, it can be very, very tiring and burdensome for the other person, okay? Maybe you want to assist and help, but you are not in a position to be able to do so, okay? Just know that you need to, if you're finding yourself in this situation and or you're doing it to somebody else, it's time to balance your emotions out with a bit of grounding of some kind. Now, when I say grounding, it could just be literally taking yourself out and connecting to the earth for a second. And or trying to find a more stable, sturdy emotional stance to come from instead of one that's based on fiery, aggressive passion type of thing, okay? Because that doesn't seem to be the way that it's going to work. You need to call on your intuition at this time. Your intuition's trying to speak to you about what's the best way to go here. And I think basically from what I can get, it's stepping away from being so passionate and fiery and standing in what you think is right. Okay? Yes. As I say that, there's a fiery red bird outside. So maybe that's something you could do. Beautiful fiery red bird. So maybe you take yourself out and just look at the birds for a moment, which can just take your mind off exactly what's happening here. Okay, and that will ground you. Being an earth sign here, you need that grounding, you need that connection with nature. So yes, sunlight on your skin, on your face is going to help with any problems you're having with mood swings and stuff like that. Okay, beautiful bird. Sorry, I just got really fixated with that bird. Stunning. I've never seen one before. Okay, yeah. So this individual, whether it be yourself or the other party here, has raced in and said things they shouldn't have. Raced in with the thoughts and just gone and said it, whether they thought about it or not, and it's ended up leading to huge amounts of drama and confusion here. A lot of things are being said at the moment. A lot of passion, a lot of arguments, a lot of emotional issues here. As I said, this could be in your family, around your family, or a Leo of some kind here. You could be feeling, once again, this other individual could just be really rebellious, maybe, drinking too much or partying too much, and when they're pulled back in, they're going the individual that's trying to pull them in. Okay. Yeah, it's time to see things in a completely different perspective here. It's time to take some time out, even if it's for a minute, even if it's for an hour or so, even if it's for a day, or however long it is, and start to see things from try and see things from this other person's perspective as best you can, and or see it from a different perspective. Take that time out. Get enlightened. Call on your higher intuition to help you here in this situation. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy to be able to find just to see things from this other person's perspective either. So be very gentle on yourself, okay? Very gentle on yourself, and try as best you can to be gentle on this other individual. A time out is required at this time. This fight can't continue. If it does, it looks like it's going to end up being to the detriment of both of you. All right, so any more advice, and bang, there's the sun again. It's time to get out in the sun. It's time to find your happiness. It's time to be more childlike again. And we see that child sitting there by themselves, enjoying themselves, completely naked, completely vulnerable and open, completely loving. Okay? Time with flowers. Also, go out and smell the flowers. Time with animals. Okay, animals are incredible at healing any situation. It's probably got to do with, as I said, a Taurus or a marriage or a relationship that's been very long-standing here. Also, if you see on that bottom of that card, these two individuals are calling on either a higher guidance here, and or maybe somebody like a counsellor or somebody from the church or something like that. You could also find if this fight keeps on going on, it's going to end. All right, so any more advice, please? Yeah, and out pops the Sun and the Knight of Cups. So yes, time to embrace happiness and love. This could be happiness and love for yourself, or happiness and love in this relationship. These two things are going to be the things that you either leave to find these, or you embrace these, and it becomes a much better relationship. But take the passion and the fiery and the fight and the emotions and the confusion out of it. Take some time out. Okay. Any more advice for Virgo, please? Time to work with each other. Time to work. It's time to get on with the work that needs to be done to build up your stability. Without doing the work, there will be no stability. Without doing the work, you won't get acknowledged for exactly what you've done. This is also could be affecting your work quite dramatically, and your ability to be able to bring in money into the household. Okay? If you don't have that stability, you can't get out in the world and create what you need to create. So if you're finding that's not forthcoming at the moment, as I said, that time out, that looking at things from a completely different perspective here is going to help you be able to achieve in the world. You need to be able to pay your bills. If you're finding it's constant argument and all that sort of thing in the home, it's going to affect the roof over your head, literally. Okay. I feel very heavy doing this reading, Virgo. I hope you're all okay. I'm sending much love to all of you. Okay. All right. Any more advice, please, for Virgo? Very specific reading. It may not resonate with everybody. All right. Any more advice for Virgo, please? Yeah. So this is involving a relationship, very profound relationship here. It's time to call on your higher self, your angels, your guardians, whoever you call as a higher entity, to be able to help you through this. There could have been temptations. It looks like one person's been tempted and one person's very fiery. I normally don't pick that up in this card, but I'm feeling that in this read. The universe is going to step in and make sure that balance is restored here. Okay. It's also time to balance your male and female sides of yourself. So the receptive as well as the energies that sort of goes out and gets it, the one that demands and the one that's, that sort of thing. Balance that out as best you can. This could also be a relationship between a father-daughter or a mother-son. Okay. All right. Any more advice? Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's definitely time. You could be dealing with an individual very much like this, someone who's just a no-nonsense person and there's no way of talking to them. They just go, right, that's it, no, I'm not listening anymore. And or it's you deciding that, or it's you needing to get clarity of thought and have the strength and ability to be able to cut out anything that's not in your highest good. Okay? Mentally decide, right, this is what I want from my life, this is what I want, and I'm not putting up with less. But this is not going at it emotionally. This is going at it logically. Taking the emotion out of it. Logically, what is best in this scenario? Now, that might be something that's really interesting to deal with at the moment, because it seems from all these cards here, it's been very based on a fiery, passionate emotions, and confused thoughts. But if you look at these two individuals here looking at each other, this guy's racing in with his sword aloft, coming in 1,000,000 miles an hour, and this woman's saying, yeah, come on, come any closer, I'll chop your head off. I'll tell you who's probably going to win is this individual here, if it was an actual scenario of these two people facing off against each other, because this guy's going to come in with his sword all swinging and she's just going to go slam done. All right, over. So, not a great combination if this is yourself and the other person in your life. Not a great combination because there's a disparity of energy here. This is never a good way to approach a relationship, by just going in all guns blazing, but nor is this by just saying, right, I'm going to cut it off and not deal with it anymore. Okay, there has to be a temperance in the situation. There has to be balance. All right, balance is really, really wanted here. So it looks like the best way to do this is both individuals go to their own corner for a little while and stop being calm down a little bit and start to call on higher wisdom, the angel looking over this, higher wisdom to be able to handle this situation